Hey y'all, this is Retha.
Hey, this is Deandra, and you are now listening to.
Coffee Heals and Conversation podcast.
So grab your coffee and listen in. Hey y'all, hey, how y'all be?
Hey guys, what's up?
How are y'all? Hopefully well. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the pod. We
Hey
appreciate y'all
guys.
support as always. And of course, we're gonna get right into these church announcements as
Yep.
usual. All right, so today I have a hot coffee. And I went ahead and tried Black and Bold again. They are a Black-owned coffee brand, not sponsored, so but we still gonna support our people, you know.
Go support our people.
Right. So, but their coffee is really good. I like the flavor of it. It's actually like, you know how like other ground coffee is super like just more of a darker brown. Theirs is like
Mhm.
a caramel brown, so it's really good. It smells
Okay.
really good,
Ooh.
and it has really good flavor. So you guys should try it. You can get it at Target. That's where I got it from, and I really want to try. I
I
feel
need to try
like
it.
try it, and I also feel like I know they definitely just came out with a cold brew, so I kind of really want to try that,
Okay.
which is again at Target. So, anyways, but got that and my regular creamer. No caramel syrup because I haven't brought any. So I need to buy some more. But yeah, that's what I'm having. What you having today, Rita?
I ventured into iced coffee yet again.
Okay.
I just, of course, made some Gevalia coffee and then pulled it down and put it in a nice little thing that keeps it cool. And I just put my little oatmeal creamer. I need to get my other brand back because this one is okay, but I'm like that first brand I had, I can't remember the name of it, but I know where I got it from.
Mm-hmm.
The first brand was just like it's what made me be like oatmeal creamer is the way to go. This one is
Mm-hmm.
like, is it I'm not sure. So, but I definitely need to go to Target and get some of that black and bold.
Yes.
Okay, more in
Yes,
my people.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So this episode we are going to talk about I feel like we're gonna probably name the episode A Dream Deferred. Um not a dream not you
I
pretending to
know.
sleep.
I just
Only
wanted to be
Rita.
like,
So we're gonna talk about like kind of do a throwback to our dreams when we were little kids. Like you know how when you get older, so PJ Morton, which I know is like one of my favorite artists,
mm-hmm.
he has a song called Kid Again. And literally like he starts the song saying, I'm going back to the dreams I once had. And
That's good.
um I mean I could probably tell you the whole song, but the important part is he said, I'm going back to the dreams I once had before all these things got in my head. So it's like basically
Mm-hmm.
obviously the song is about him going back to the dreams that he had when he was like an 8-year-old kid.
Oh
So I
wow.
feel like listen to that, listen to the whole album because what are you doing if you don't listen to
Hello.
PJ Morton? Come on. Let's go. But that song is so good, especially for like what we're talking about, because like it's true, you do kind of once life kind of starts happening, you do forget about all the things that you wanted to do, wanted to be when
Mm-hmm.
you get old, or like we had like when you go to school and they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, I want to be a dinosaur. It's like, okay, let's like do something a little bit more realistic because you can't do that. But like when you had like a real thought, like then you start being like, oh, you know what, I really like animals, so I want to be a veterinarian, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, what would you say? What was your like? What are you gonna be when you grow up? What was your answer?
So I had a couple of answers when I was younger. And the thing about me is that some of the things I dream about could actually still happen. I just need to put the effort. So that's another topic. um, but one of them was being an author because I love
Okay.
to write.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I even to the point where like it is crazy because it's like, girl, you could have had it. And I wish I was who I am like now, back
Mm-hmm.
then, because man, because I literally have two unfinished books.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I knew someone that was a publisher, but I still didn't like put forth the effort.
Right.
Um, so that's one. And then I would say I mean, software design still fascinates me, but I used to want to be a software designer
Okay.
because I used to hella like game and stuff like that. And so like I used to play The Sims and all this other stuff,
Oh, I
whatever.
love The Sims. That
And
was
it's
my
just, girl,
game.
I need to get I'm still gonna play it. I need to get
Right.
the
I
new
still have it. I have the
girl.
I have the Xbox.
Shoot, girl,
Yes.
I still. But girl, I would be up for hours playing that. But anyway,
Right.
but it would just fascinate me, like how they were able to do stuff, and like I always wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, software design seems cool, and so I wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. I think partially just because I didn't really look into it that much, but then also because there's a lot of math, I think, and I'm not me and the thing that's crazy is that I work in billing, but me and math don't get along. But when I tell you I
Right.
can add numbers up, I can add the numbers up. But
Right.
math that required, no, 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 thanks.
Right. No, not nothing.
No, thank
That's
you.
hilarious. That's funny. So for me, one of my first answers was to be an actress.
Mm-hmm.
You could not tell me that I was not going to be an actress and I was not going to be the other person on Living Single. Well, I say Living Single now, but back in the day, I feel
Love living
like,
too, girl. I mean, I do too, though. But
but back in the day, it probably was like Fame Matters and like Fresh Prince. That was the like a different world. Please cast me.
mm,
I am a college student. Okay. Thank you so
sure.
much. At 5 years old. So, but I do remember I was thinking about, of course I was watching Living Single, and you know how like usually at the end, it was not Living Single, it was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And at the end, you know, they always show the bloopers. That's the part that always made me want to be an actor. Not like obviously the episode itself, but the bloopers. And look, they had so much fun, and it was like,
Yeah.
and you get to have
Mm-hmm.
all this fun, and then come out with a great show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that was what made me want to be an actress, actor, or whatever. But then my other thing was I wanted to be a fashion designer, and I would
Okay.
I would draw little outfits, and I can't draw to save my life at all. No, thank you. So I don't know what I was drawing, but that and then
Not
like
know what I was drawing.
and then interior design because I
Ooh.
want to like design people's houses, and then I
Mm-hmm.
realized like you know, I do want to get into real estate, but I realize there is a part of me that just wants to see the inside of the house, like, and how do we make this space amazing? So yeah, that was my stuff when I was little. And the actor thing, I wanted to be on Broadway at one point.
Ooh.
So when I was in college, that kind of like made me want to do that in acting class. So like we had a class and we had like a drama class. I mean, obviously a whole drama program. We had a room called the Black Box, and she said it was like modeled after like a off Broadway stage, in New York. But like being in that room, like you really feel like I'm really an actor. I'm really out here. Like they about to come call
Oh.
me. Like come call me. So like that was you know me trying in college, but then
Yeah.
the people tell you like that's not a real job, so don't do that. But not that it's not a real job. Let's take that back. What was told was you need to go to college and get a degree in something that's going to give you more of a stable job.
Mm-hmm.
So what I heard was you can't be an actor, so don't do that and don't
Mm.
major in that. So I did not. And I
Oh
majored in something
no,
that I do not use to this day.
girl.
But yeah. Now I'm going to school for something I'm about to use, but that's a totally
Yeah.
different situation.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. So speaking of what was told to you that made you change your mind,
Well,
if anything?
because I did have aspirations to be an actress too and a singer
Okay.
and all that. I had this whole thing of like I'm gonna move to LA and da, da, da. Girl, you see, I'm still in the Bay Area, so that didn't happen. Um,
But at least you are a lot closer than me. Okay.
Only because I live out here.
Exactly as I'm saying. Like you're a lot closer than me.
But I don't know. I think I just got just consumed with life. But what was told to me is that I couldn't act, and that's
Oh
not true.
no.
It's not true.
Right.
Because I'm actually really good at memorizing lines. So like we would do these plays at church and stuff like that, and I was good. I'm good at I can memorize lines and all that because I would do that. But I was told that I couldn't act because I don't project. And I'm just like,
But they can
okay,
teach you how to project. You don't gotta what? I'm confused.
I'm saying, but, but that was something that was said to me. And then also, my mom to this day will say, well, I don't want you to become famous because I wouldn't want to be around you.
Oh no. Wait, I'm so confused.
No, to back my mother up, what she's talking about is like, when people are hella famous,
Mm-hmm.
people are always showing where they're at and take pictures. She doesn't want that. She doesn't like attention.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's where it's coming from for her. And
okay.
she says, she still to this day says that. Like, I don't want you to become famous because I don't want to be around you. And I'm like, you don't hang out with me? And she's like, well, it's just because of what happens with people who are famous. And I'm like, we gonna see what happens because who knows?
Right, I'm about to be famous anyway, so
Famous.
thanks.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. Um, and then I don't know, I think that is something that's always been in the back of my head, but I don't know if it's something that I like. I don't know if it was a passion. I do really still enjoy acting. I enjoy movies and all that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just like if that, or is it just like I just felt like, what's the point kind of thing? Because you
Right.
get after a certain point, you get so caught up in just life
Mm-hmm.
and feel like your dreams are too big,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have a way of you don't feel like there's a way to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
so you kind of get caught up into other people's thinking,
Yeah.
which especially when I was a kid, I was all about what other people thought. So like I let people's words and people's the things that people would say like cause me to be like, oh, I won't do that then, even
Mm-hmm.
though um it's what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
that was something. I think people still encourage me to write. I just need to actually do it.
Right.
And then the software design thing was more like, girl, you're gonna be in that room by yourself. And I'm like, mm,
I'm dead. You're so silly.
what about you?
So we both basically said that like there was something that was said or done that kind of like made us be like, all right, well then fine, I won't do that. I won't pursue that. How would you, if in the event that, you decide to have kids or like you're around kids who are younger, like how would you make sure that that's not their experience?
I would definitely encourage them to do what they're passionate about. I think for me, especially because I think sometimes, at least from like my parents, they didn't know like of resources that were available. So I
Right.
would definitely make sure to to plug into whatever resources are available and make sure that like my kids or whoever's kids I'm involved with that like they know that mama or auntie Rita is like here for it and
Mm-hmm.
I would try to encourage it because I think it's important to encourage things because I think what happens when we become adults, we lose our imagination and everything just
Mm-hmm.
becomes about rent and bills and working and we forget to dream. And so I feel like I would definitely like encourage that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what it is, like it could be they want to be a mathematician. I'd be like, okay, we're gonna figure out a tutor because your mama, she can count her money, okay?
I'm dead. That's funny. Um, I
What
feel
about
like
you?
I would definitely do the same. I would definitely encourage it, but I admire the people who are able to like notice what their like young kid like
Yeah,
and
is into.
like no shade to anybody because like you said like sometimes it's just about like we don't have the resources we don't know how to help this,
Yeah.
coming to. So I'm
Hmm.
not saying it in a shady way, but I do appreciate like how a lot of parents now are like noticing that their 3-year-old wants to cook. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's easy to be like, you're getting in my way. Like, move over, go sit
Yeah.
down.
Mhm.
Here's a fake spoon. Here's a, not a fake spoon, but like, here's a fake, here's a bowl and a spoon for you to mix nothing. But like, for parents to really be out here like, oh no, my 3-year-old likes to cook a souffle. And you're like, you're what? Like, what did that look like? Like, how
Yeah,
did
I
you
can't
look
even
at
get the
them?
soup. Like what?
Right. Like, how do you look at them and be like, yeah, okay. Like, so I would work hard to notice things that they are passionate about and that they want to
Hmm.
do.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that way, it's not like I'm not putting my dream on them. I'm not saying, like, I want you to be a chef. Like, if they're the ones going to the kitchen, trying to cook, trying to help with any other thing, I would try to just
Yeah,
notice it, recognize it, and then nourish it. And then also, but it's also like a gentle or a thin line of balance because you don't want it to end up becoming like a chore. But it's also like after a certain point, you do get to the point where this is like something that now you're known for this. Like, you know, like for the kids who do become like little baby kid chefs, and then they have like legit businesses. Well, now this is your business. So I think
Yeah.
there would be like
Yeah.
how do you go about making sure that, no, you don't want it to be a chore, but now there's something that you said you wanted to do. Now there's like a full business backing behind it.
Responsibility. Yeah.
Like, right now you have a responsibility. So like now you kind of have to, like, this is your job, shorty. So.
No, I think that's important. I think sometimes what happens, especially for, I feel like our parents' generation, is like sometimes it's about like not have, like I said, not having the resources, but not having the time to really like see, okay, like what is my child into? You trying to get to your second, third, fourth, fifth job. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Mhm.
I think that it's great that people can focus. And I would love, like, if I did have kids, Jesus, I definitely would try to figure out like, okay, what am I noticing that my child enjoys and likes to do or what have you.
Right.
Because that's the thing, like I'd prefer that than to like, especially even asking them, well, what do you want to be when they grow up? Why is that a question? Why
Right.
can't they like, and that's the thing, we tell kids to enjoy their youth, but then we're constantly asking them what they want to do when they are not youth anymore. So it's
Yeah.
like we should actually stop asking that question
Right. Yeah.
and be like, how's school?
Right.
Your friend on the like make it about their current life. It
Right.
may be like as like you find ways to prepare them for, of course,
Mhm.
for the, but it's like kind of like asking those questions is kind of like leaning them into like, oh, like, because this is the thing, we're gonna ask them that because they're already looking at how we are, and they're like, oh,
Mhm.
when one day I want to be, when I grow up, I want to be able to like stay up late and do
Right.
whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they're already gonna think that, so they don't need further encouragement.
Mhm.
It's to be, about what they want to do, what they want to be, because the stuff that people are doing now, they were not careers when we
Right.
were little.
Yeah.
Being an influencer, being a podcaster,
Right.
come on, like that
Yeah.
wasn't their thing. So it's just like
Mhm.
who knows what like technology is going to do with all this AI stuff. Like it could totally like be completely different than it is now.
Mhm. Yeah. That's true. What is a dream that you had when you were younger that you feel like maybe I will take the time and like invest in this and still try to like at least do this one thing that I wanted to do when I was little? Like, what dream do you have from childhood that would heal your inner child if you try and go out and accomplish it?
That is a great question. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I think it actually, if I actually finish one or both of my books.
So, what are we going to do to get that done?
That's, okay, so life has really been lifing lately, and
Mm-hmm.
so in like a couple weeks, my schedule is gonna like be a lot more free.
Mm-hmm.
So cause girl, when I tell you, I think was it last year, I had this whole, how you have a meeting with yourself. I had this whole meeting with myself about how I'm gonna like plan to write and plan to do this and that and the third. And I did it
Mm-hmm.
one time. Legit did one time. So but I still have, I literally went so far as to, I put reminders in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get reminders every day. This is your time to write. So I'm hoping what I'll be able to do is to actually start using that time and not make it so kind of make it free flowing where like it doesn't have to be a set amount of time. It can be 5 minutes as long as I'm like doing writing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just like, oh, I have to write for this entire hour. Especially because I haven't written in so long like that. It's like, girl, ease back into it, you
Right.
know. And then also just like, having the accountability of one of my friends is really like she sings and she writes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like she encourages me to like get back into that creative space. Because I think too what happens, especially in something like writing or something like that's really creative, it's like you have to be in the mindset to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And being in a constant state of stress, I don't feel like writing.
Right.
Even though it's something that I enjoy, it's like if I add it, it'll feel like work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think for me, it's about shifting my mindset and being like, okay, it doesn't have to be a whole hour. It can be 3 minutes. Just write a few sentences, start doing these things. Because I've definitely been inspired over the past year to like, okay, I really need to get back to writing. So, like I said, I'm hoping that because my schedule is going to clear up a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
that I'll be able to have a little bit more time to actually devote to that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to really just like get my gears turning and like maybe even take like a creative writing class or something to get my mind like back into that creative space because I do miss it. I do like when I am in a creative space and life just hasn't afforded me that
Mm-hmm.
right lately. So I'm like, okay, I need to like take advantage of the fact that my schedule is clearing up in a little bit to like take that time to actually write. And I think that will heal my inner child because it's still like I started writing the books in like 20 something teen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It still comes to mind. And I'm just like, okay, I think that's something I should just do.
Yeah.
I really should just do it because it's still something that I desire to do. It's still something that is in my mind and on my heart. So it's like I really should actually do it. I think that would heal my inner child for sure. Like girl, just and I think too. I think what hinders me too. I know this wasn't your question, but it came to my mind. What hinders me too is fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like ain't nobody gonna read your book anyway, and nobody cares what you have to say. That kind of thing. And that's of course
Mm-hmm.
not good thinking. But I think that's the other thing is like the fear of like nobody's gonna read it. Because I have all these dreams about like one of my books becoming like a really good book and that people want to do movies off of it kind of thing. And it's like, girl, ain't nobody gonna want to
Yeah.
make no off of your book.
That's
Ain't nobody your
really
friends gonna read it.
horrible negative
And
self-talk.
then your friends ain't gonna read it. And it's just like, girl, stop.
Yeah. You need to stop because that's horrible negative
Hey,
self-talk.
I'm being vulnerable out here, okay, people. Well, what about you? What's your answer to your question?
I definitely think a part of it is like, okay, I think what would help heal my inner child when it comes to this is probably one, definitely get into interior design. Because that is something that I always think about. I always like, there's always something that I'm watching or like just interested in that has to do with like houses and designing and stuff like that. Also, I would like to at least experience whether it's like, you know how like you sit in like a studio audience, like even if I can like
Mhm.
do that, like sit in the studio audience or just like know what it's like
Yeah.
to like go on an audition, like just experience stuff that I've thought about. Even if it's not as glamorous as I thought it was going to be, like obviously as
Yeah.
a little kid, everything is like so big and grand.
Everything's glamorous. Yeah.
Right. Everything is glamorous. Everything is like, oh, darling. Like, oh, it's like, you know what I mean? But then, like, just experiencing, like, I would love to sit in a studio audience and watch a show be taped. Like, I like behind the
Yeah.
scenes
I wanted
stuff.
to do that too. Yeah.
Yes, I think that would be cool. And maybe, like, that would kind of, like, give me, even if I can't be in the show, like, but just watching it, how they do it, how they maneuver, I think that would be really cool. And that would probably help heal my inner child.
I think that's good. I think honestly, I feel like you can still try it if you wanted to though. Because you look at some people didn't get big until they were like my age or older, and I'm older than you, so I'm just saying.
I mean, that's very true, but I also think about the fact that I've seen like those things where people say like so and so didn't get their big break to whatever.
Yeah.
But also the difference between me and them is they've been working at it for
That's true.
years
Yeah.
before they got their big break.
Hmm.
It wasn't like they just decided Monday, you know what I'm gonna do? Be Vera Wing. That's the only difference between like I definitely get
I
what you're
think,
saying,
yeah.
but I think
Hmm.
that's a difference. They've been working this for years.
I'm just saying, still. I mean, what's his name? I don't know how to say his name, but the guy that got the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once, he stopped acting for a long time.
He stopped acting?
Yes.
Mm.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But
Okay.
I think I will say I've also been interested in interior design.
Okay.
I have been interested in that. That's something that's been like because I love watching like design shows and stuff like that too. But I've been interested in
Let
that.
me
So I
find out
think,
Coffee Hill's conversation about to be a whole home decor brand. Okay.
girl. But you know what? With real estate, you can do because one of my friends does like staging where she'll stage
Mm-hmm.
houses that are being
Yeah.
shown. Way to do like the interior design with real estate.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, I think. Okay, question. Have you had any dreams in adulthood?
Oh, any dreams in the like new dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a good question. So yeah, my new dream. So my new dream is to definitely be a mental health therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Another part of that dream is to have my own private practice. But I have since been going back and forth with different types of things. So I've always wanted to do something with like latchkey kids, which I don't know if there's another correct term, but latchkey kids, where like they have a space to go after school where they can like it's a safe place. They can, like get homework help and like get food
Mm-hmm.
and get different things like that. But also now get therapy sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not really a private practice, but it's kind of private practice, like in a way. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like what I've been going back and forth with, just like starting this like community center that offers all
Mm.
these
Yeah.
kids, all these
Yeah.
things for kids. So that's my new dream. What about you? Do you have any new dreams?
Honestly, this is gonna sound really like really Aretha, but I'm like, my dream is just to be. This goes to really like really Aretha, but my dream is to just be free.
But
Because
free from what though?
I've always been so confined to like rules, and I just want to be free.
Mm-hmm.
That's my newest dream is to just be, and I'm getting there. Like I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
steps to get there. So that's a realistic dream that I have, like of just like or a true dream that I have, should I say? Of just I just want to be free.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like confined to people's opinions and thoughts, no matter who they are. I just want to be free and myself, right? But another one is honestly for our podcast to do well. I'm not even playing with you. Like for
Okay.
it to do well and to see like what that can mean for us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like
Mm-hmm.
been because I've been wanting to do. It's like well after watching Kevin them for all this time, I've been watching them. I'm like, dang, I want to do a podcast. Like,
Right.
and I wanted to like grow and stuff like that. So I would say that too.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I used to actually, girl, when I tell you, I was gonna go for my doctorate
Mm-hmm.
in psychology or something like that because I wanted to have private practice.
Oh, that's dope.
That's something that I was gonna do, and
Have you decided against that?
yes, I've decided against that.
Oh, okay.
I have enough student debt.
All right. So do you have like any other questions? Any other like did you want to mention anything about dreams or anything like that before we peace out?
Yes, I want to encourage everybody to really think about your dreams and think about if there are ways that you can still try to go for them because honestly it's never too late. We always feel like things have a time and all of that, but it's never too late to go for your dreams. So even if you feel like certain dreams you may have had are unattainable, look at the ones that you can see yourself doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
okay, it may not be feasible for me to try to go to Hollywood at my big age, right? But I could write a book at my big age.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I think it's important to tap into your creative side, to tap into your imagination. Because I think as adults, we're so like about getting to work, getting to the next day, or if we're like in school, like the answer is like getting our papers done and getting stuff done and then going to the next day because you got to work. Like it's hard,
Mm-hmm.
but try to carve out time. It could be 5 or 10 minutes. Try to carve out time to really just sit with your imagination and think and dream new dreams. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
like think of things because I think that that's a part of it's something that I don't want to say I envy, but envy with kids is like they can just live in their imagination,
Mm-hmm.
being there. And it's like as an adult, it's harder, but I think it's important to tap into that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm encouraging all of us to tap into your imagination, tap into that, whether it's like taking a couple minutes a day and be like, okay, what can I do? Or do research on how, if you have a dream that you feel like you can still attain, do research on how you can do it. Take
Yeah.
classes. I am really considering taking creative writing classes. Like do
Mm-hmm.
something that take steps to try to get your dreams fulfilled because I think it's at least worth shooting and trying than to
Right.
never.
Yeah.
Because then
That's really good.
you'll be on your deathbed at 96 with all these regrets. Oh, I should have tried to do that. Like, no, there's certain things that you can get out and do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Don't
that's really good. I think that's I don't have anything like else to add because that's really good. Like, just do it.
because you
And
only live one time. This is it.
right.
This is life we given. So make the best of it. Make the most of it. Don't
Mm-hmm.
be sitting up here dreaming about bills all night. Like, no,
Right. And deferred is not denied. It's just
that's a
deferred.
word. Come on.
You are so silly.
You did Melissa hand. Come
Not
on.
the hint. Get out of here. In the comments, please let us know what your dream is. What are you doing to go ahead and
Yes.
make it happen? So in the comment of the video, or you can comment on our personal pages. You can follow me at Deandra.Monique. You can follow the podcast at coffeehills_convo pod on Instagram. Rita.
You can follow me at Read the Author, and you see how that's my name.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because that's what you're
That's what I'm
destined to
supposed
be.
to do.
Mm-hmm.
So Read the Author on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
And as always, we're gonna keep asking this, we're gonna keep saying this because for real, in podcast land,
Mm-hmm.
in order for us to grow, in order for us to attain the dreams that we have about this podcast, we need you guys to rate and review. Leave a
Mm-hmm.
review, rate it, give us that like 5
5 stars.
stars because you love us. You guys come back every week. We appreciate y'all. But for real, we really need you guys to rate, review, comment, share, all the things so that we can
Okay.
grow and we can make our dream come true too.
Yes, thank you so much. And we will talk to y'all next week.
See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.